Completing the incursion on challenge mode is currently the only way to get level 32 gear set pieces, or better known as gear score 240 items. And with them being the only way, you would think that grinding this mission over and over and over again is the best way to go about making yourself as powerful as possible. And you are completely right about that. The problem is, however, is that especially when doing the incursion for the very first time, it is incredibly hard to complete. It gets easier every time that you do it, not only because you will obviously get better at it, but also because you will have better gear with you. Of course, because you got that from completing the incursion the first time. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through it step by step and let you know exactly what you should be doing in each and every round. So let's begin. Talent-wise, everyone in the team pretty much wants to run the same thing. First up, you want to take critical save. This is the most important talent. This will increase your damage resistance by 40% after using a medkit on low health. Now, for those who don't know, you are considered low health if you fall below your last health segment. So pretty much if you fall below 33%. The thing that makes this talent so good is that it doesn't just work with the medkit, but it works with any healing. And considering that you will pretty much always be standing in a healing station with the strategy that we are going for, you will always have an additional 40% extra damage resistance when close to dying, which helps out tremendously. For the second talent, you want to go for Combat Medic. This is probably the best talent in the game right now. Because not only does it heal you, but it also heals any ally in a 20-meter radius, it heals any healing station or mobile cover, and it also adds a 40% of your maximum health on top of your own medkit boost, meaning that if you activate the medkit when you are at low health, it will instantly bring you back to about 100%. This is insanely overpowered because you will also have the 40% damage mitigation from the critical save talent. Now next up, a little bit less important but still very helpful, you want to take On the Move. Now, the reason that you're going to take this, and you're going to find this out a little bit later into the video, but you will almost never use cover inside of the incursion the way that I do it. And this talent triggers almost every time that you kill an enemy, making you 30% more beefy, on top of the 40% that you can already have from critical save. The last talent is really up to you. There is no obvious go-to talent here in my opinion. I personally like to run with Adrenaline or Precision, but again, if you have a better choice that works for whatever you want to do, then just pick that. For skills, you pretty much want to run with 4 Survivor Links. This is by far the safest option. You know, Damage Link is just more of a quality of life thing as you can burst down the enemies a little bit quicker. And the healing ult is just not nearly as reliable and also not as useful when it comes down to survivability and utility. Because, you know, you're going to see this also later into the video, but the way that we do things, like planting the bomb, well, you're also going to need a Survivor Link for that, so it's best to just have 4. Besides the Survivor Link, you want to have one guy built as a complete healer, just full out electronics with maybe a little bit of stamina, enough to give him about 70 or 80k health. This healer will generally be the guy with the lowest gear score, basically the one that you have to carry. He needs to go with the first aid with the overdose mod, and he needs to get the healing station with immunizer. Then any of the other 3 guys needs to go with the mobile cover. That's very important. Again, you will see later down the road why. But besides that, the rest of the team can pretty much spec into whatever they prefer. We like to run with a couple of extra first aids with the booster mod just to give a little bit extra survivability and damage at times. And I personally really like the flashbang sticky bomb since it also disables drones for a very long time, making them a very easy target. Another very good plan is to pick the support station with the ammo cache. Not only because, well, you're pretty much gonna need ammo anyway, but also because the ammo cache support station will decrease everybody's skill cooldowns. I believe that it goes up to 50% faster for normal skills and 30% faster for the signature skills. And of course the ammo, and of course this cooldown reduction, is not dependent on how much skill power you have, so it's best to put this on one of the damage carries. Now once you've all decided who's gonna play what, it is time to start the incursion. Obviously, the first thing that you do is take the ladder down the tunnel where you will find the first 2 shotgunners. Now, to take them out the easy way, you want to stay as far away as possible, take any sniper of some sort, and then shoot them in the head. For some reason, these guys do not react to you, and you will be able to take them down, well, with a lot of ease. Then, after you're done with that, just get ready to sit behind cover and wait for the drones to spawn in. Don't be scared by the still standing up shotgun guys, though. For some reason, they just don't die. They just don't do anything. It's weird. That's what I'm saying. Once you get through that part, it is time to start the real thing. You know, it's time to start the incursion. Admittedly, the first part is the most annoying part because you're right away faced with a lot of shotgun guys that do a whole lot of damage. What you basically want to do is set up 2 people to the left side of the window and 2 people to the right side of the window and basically just kill all the enemies from this position. Now, after a minute or so, the tank will actually start to shoot missiles, which are pretty nasty and leave a big damage over time effect upon explosion. And this tank will fire those for about every 10 to 15 seconds. Now, the best way to go about this part is to just jump away when the rockets arrive, go back in when, you know, the area of effect is gone, and then shoot whatever you can until you are forced to jump back out. If, for some reason, you're having trouble with enemies that find themselves on the platform to the left side of you, there is a little gap in between the closed door and the wall over here that allows you to shoot bullets through and damage the enemies. Again, this can result in some free damage and even multiple free kills. Anyway, when the third round starts, one of you guys needs to pop the survivor link and then everybody needs to jump out of the window and run straight ahead to the underground area in the middle of the map. This is by far the safest place in the incursion, as the tank will not be able to shoot its missiles at you, the turrets will not be able to shoot at you, the enemies, they won't really come down here very often, and when they do, it's only the shotgunners, and it is in very specific rounds, which we'll get to very soon. This place is where you will be spending the next 30 to 60 minutes of your time, depending on how experienced you are and pretty much how much luck you have in, you know, enemies coming towards you and whatnot. Because that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna sit here until the incursion is over. At the start of each and every round, you basically want to drop down the mobile cover underneath either the right or the left bridge, and you want to have 4 people sit against it, 2 on each side. What the mobile cover does is, aside from protecting you, it also reduces the incoming damage by 50%. So everyone is pretty much 50% stronger when they're using this cover. As I said, the only enemies that will come down here are the shotgunners, and they spawn in round 4, round 5, round 8, round 9, and round 14. So in these rounds, you're gonna have to play extra careful. The way you want to handle it is that as soon as the first shotgunner drops, one guy activates the survivor link and the whole team will end up with a 80% damage reduction on top of the already applied 50% damage reduction, which pretty much makes you impossible to kill. And the best thing is that with the master mod for the mobile cover, you can keep the 50% damage reduction for a whole 10 seconds, even after the mobile cover is destroyed. So if you're all set up and you pop your survivor link and you're up against your cover and it seems like things are going bad, well, actually, it's not going bad because nobody is ever dying. Besides the shotgunners that you have to deal with, there will also be enemies such as snipers or heavies that are pretty much the complete opposite, and they will never come towards you no matter what. They will sit behind and basically stay where they are, and that is great. It means that you cannot kill them as fast, but it also means that you can take your time. You can slowly peek out and land headshots whenever you can see them. So my advice is to just kill whenever you can, kill whenever it's safe, but above all, be patient and play very safe. Always have the healer sit under one of the bridges, don't even let him shoot, and basically just turtle up. But of course, there's also one more objective besides surviving the 15 waves, and that is to take down the tank. And that is actually pretty easy. The first thing you have to do is to obviously get the bomb. Now, sometimes you will get very lucky and the bomb basically drops right next to you. But other times, especially in the later rounds, a sniper, a heavy, or a first wave agent will spawn with the bomb and he will basically just stay where he is, and thus if you kill him, you have to go and pick the bomb up. When you're doing this, it is again best to be safe. Pro tip right here, it is best if one guy activates survivor link and another guy runs and gets the bomb. This way the runner has another survivor link in case things get nasty. Usually this isn't needed and he gets the bomb with a lot of ease, but again, it's better to be safe than sorry. Planting the bomb may seem like a daunting task, but it's actually the easiest thing to do in the whole incursion, because you send in 2 guys, one with a bomb and one without the bomb, pretty much to go on a suicide mission and plant it. The way you do it is you want to run out, you want to go to the left side of the room, then with the survivor link, the guy with the bomb can just run to the back of the tank and hold the action button to place the bomb. And from the moment that it is planted, the 2 guys that went in can either try to stay alive and run back to the middle of the map, or they can just die. It doesn't really matter, as long as the other 2 guys in the middle are still alive. You see, the incursion doesn't have checkpoints, but it will give a free respawn to any player that is dead after damaging the tank. It's basically like a mini checkpoint, a reset for everybody. So the guy who has the bomb only has one task, to plant it, and it makes zero difference whether he actually survives it or not. You just have to go on the suicide mission with the survivor link. And after you successfully damage the tank, it is pretty much rinse and repeat. You drop a mobile cover at the start of every round, you use your survivor link when there's enemies that rush you, and you basically play the waiting game until enough enemies show their heads. Now, I know that watching a guide like this might not do the trick for some people here, because there might be just that one specific part that you don't get, or that you have trouble with, or that one specific part where you just keep dying. So to save you the effort of figuring it out yourself and having to ask around and that stuff, I have a 1 hour and 15 minute long video of a complete walkthrough of the incursion with live commentary between me and my teammates, and live explanations of everything that we do on the spot. You will see my gear, you will be able to hear our communications, and you will see how we handle specific situations that might not have been clear in this video. And I guess that was pretty much everything that I have to share with you right now. As always, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed and I hope it helped. And I will see you guys later, or like they say, in the Netherlands. See you later!